Welcome back to the channel, guys. I guess this isn't really the official video that I wanted to make today. I wanted to make a video today where I pick up where I left off from last video, where I was complaining about the maze. I did not get the monster. I ended up being like 15 or so coins short, but what I did get from that maze was a learning lesson. I didn't miss any collections or anything. I got to my alarm every 4 hours for all 13 collections. I just got robbed for 100 coins throughout the maze. And what I mean wasn't like 100 coins got stolen from me at once. I mean like every time I would collect, I wouldn't get 225 coins, even though I waited 4 hours, even if I didn't play in the game sometimes. I would log in and get like 47 from a hatch, or 28 from a food collect, or 13 from a PvP, stuff like that. Anyway, I wanted to make a video and tell everybody, basically how to max collect. Now I feel like in the last video I told you guys I'm not a perfectionist, I'm not great at the mazes and whatever. Well, I think that changed. Getting defeated by the Witch Cat maze definitely changed that, I think. I learned a lot. So I want to share with you guys in the next video what I learned. The reason why I'm not sharing it in this video is I don't really feel that good. And that video is going to take a little bit more energy out of me to make. The reason why I don't feel good is I guess I like self-induced myself with a coffee hangover, because the night of the maze ending, I stayed up ever since pretty much before that video I made the last time where I got robbed, all the way to the end of the maze, and then a little bit after the end of the maze because I was still coming down off of all the instant coffee that I drank to be awake for those last collections. Because I was behind, but I had 5 extra coins, and I had figured out how to max collect consistently. Meaning max collect, go to the next collection, max collect without even losing a minute in maze time. Where it got me, though, was just small misplays at the very end, like entering the game about 30 seconds too early cost me like 6 coins when I only had 5. Stuff like that. And then after losing, 6 coins when I only had 5, I didn't really put as much energy into the final collection, so I lost like 10 coins. But because I just wanted to get it over earlier, there was no sense trying to max collect on the last collect and trying to collect my maze monster with 20 seconds left on the maze, when I could just collect it 5 minutes early and be done with the whole thing, which is what I ended up doing. So yeah, anyway, that brings me to today. I still want to put up a video because, I mean, technically I kind of didn't put one up yesterday. They like 2 days blurred into one. I did not stream the gauntlet yesterday. I recorded it and I beat the gauntlet, but the reason why I didn't stream it is because I woke up with feeling sick with a headache from being up late on the maze, and I only had like an hour and 10 minutes to do the gauntlet, so I didn't want to stream it. I just rushed through it, and I ended up activating my Guardian on the 56th node, and I upped the rank on my Tabora and my Lindworm for the last node, and it still wasn't enough, but I ended up beating the last node. So my Guardian was active today when I did Gauntlet, which I did do on stream. You can find that on my channel. Today's was node 20, or Gauntlet stream 21. For whatever reasons, when streaming on the Omelet and having it saved to YouTube, the longer streams sometimes get, I guess you'd like cut in half, or like they lose the beginning or something. I don't know what's wrong with it. I'm still waiting to figure out how to be eligible to live stream on YouTube. It's really confusing. I wrote them basically like a customer support ticket that said, look, I got 1,000 subs, I passed the 4,000 watch hours, why can't I stream? Why does it keep saying I'm ineligible? So either way, as soon as I get that sorted out, I won't have to use that stupid omelet anymore, and then we shouldn't have any stream issues. But if you want to see me beat the gauntlet without spending any gems, you can check out the stream from earlier today. We also did Sunday Funday fights. So anyway, I share with you a couple of things that I learned today. One of the things that I learned is that Vampira can cast 4 moves in a turn. I didn't know that. You guys would say, like, how do you not know that? Well, how I don't know that is I was using it in PvP, and Hardy is everywhere in PvP, so it didn't even seem logical to me to even run an extra turn move, which I'm going to take off again because I use her in PvP. And to me, being able to remove positive effects multiple times is better than being able to take a shit ton of turns when there's Hardys everywhere. So I run the extra turn per, and then I run the multiple per. But with it set up this way, using the extra turn bleed and the extra turn reaper, the bleed only has one cooldown, so you can start with bleed, take that turn, then you can go with the per, take that turn, then you can take the bleed again, and then you can use one of your other 2 turns. So you can technically take 4 turns, which in the Gauntlet is way better than it is in PvP, because in the Gauntlet there's sometimes a monster that's immune to one of your dots. Like, say the monster's immune to bleed. Well, you can punch it in the face 4 times. Like, does that not equal a bleed? Like, I'm pretty sure it's close to a bleed when you punch a monster in the face 4 times. Maybe not exactly, but it's better than nothing. I have been farming food, not for the food event or whatever. I just turned on my Guardian and burnt like 200 plus mil in food, and I've put it in my relics. I told you guys I was working on leveling my traps. I still am. If you look here, I am up to 143 plus 95. So we're looking at like 138 or 238 stamina being removed. I would love to get it to 280. The only way that I'm going to get it to 280 is I still need, let's see, 3.4 million food there, and then I still need, I think we need like what? Yeah, 175 would probably work. So yeah, we're looking at 15 million food total, I'd say. A little less, maybe 12 or 13 mil food total. Should finish out the traps. Then my next thing would be, in the trap department, would be to rank up my Rotten to where he gets damage protection, and then I would have 2 bait monsters. Now, you may wonder why that matters, but the reason why it matters to me is sometimes when baiting in the Gauntlet, you send in multiple monsters expecting the denier to do an AoE move to you, therefore allowing you to survive with a 130 on the later nodes or a 120 with life runes instead of needing like a 140 with life runes or 10 life. They take less damage when they do an AoE than they do when they do a single move. But that's not always the case. Sometimes the AI, likes to get tricky and punch one of the guys that weren't the bait monster, meaning you send in 2 duds and 1 bait monster, and the AI punches the guy who's not the bait monster, and then the attacker just mauls over your whole team, and you're like, wow, that was a waste. Like, my bait didn't even work. It didn't get hit. And then if you were to send in 3, let them die, and then send your bait monster in, you would need a really insanely high hit point bait monster for the later nodes. And when I say later nodes, I mean like 52 plus, meaning if I'm going to bait node 54 or node 56 of the Gauntlet, I can't be sending in some 120 Henrich with traps on all by himself expecting him to get hit and drain a whole node. That's not going to work. So anyway, assuming that, they don't hit the Henrich and they hit at some other guy and Henrich gets buried, I want to be able to move Henrich's traps to Rotten and have a second go at it where I could bring in Rotten, one other monster, and try again. And the main node that I'm talking about here is 24.4k Froma node. That is the only node in the Gauntlet that hems me up, really, is 24.4k Froma. I guess like Josh Dub's 25k with Odana is pretty bad as well, but it's nowhere near as bad as that one. Usually you can CDA and then drain after, but you still have to bait, like on an Odana node. It just requires more bait. So, like, yeah, the only real Gauntlet node that hems me up that I can think of off the top of my head is 24.4k Froma, meaning when that node is, I have an answer to it, then I have an answer to every day in the Gauntlet. It's just a matter of, like, luck and chance and not getting alted type situation. But anyway, while in this video, I'm going to go ahead and start macking on this Lord Pump. I'm not really interested in what else they make, but honestly, I just talked myself into it. I'm not going to spend my candy. Because you never know, man. Like, maybe they will come out with, like, the last day you can get Witch Cat for candy. I don't know. I don't want to risk it. I definitely want to keep it, but in my opinion, I hope they do not give out Witch Cat cells, even though I did not get Witch Cat, and I missed it by only, like, 20 coins, or actually, it wasn't even that many. It's like 15 coins. I think that what makes it valuable is it being hard to get, and had I known last maze, what I know now, I would have got it easily. And that lets me know that in the future, I will get 2 days mazes easily. And the people who watch my channel in just next week should also be able to get 2-day mazes easily if they're willing to collect 13 times. Which, when I say 13 times, I don't understand what the misconstrued like conception of, oh, I can't sleep. No, you can sleep, but like a bodybuilder, you got to wake up to an alarm, and how a bodybuilder wakes up to an alarm and eats in the middle of the night, you got to wake up and maze collect in the middle of the night, and then you go back to bed. So yeah, if you can't do that, then I mean, like a bodybuilder would say, you're not very dedicated to your passion of playing video games. Like, it's that simple. So, what other things I can cover? Oh yeah, they came out with Beast Banner, but it's not out yet. I don't think. I don't think it shows up in the relics yet. But let me just double. Actually, it does. Okay. So let's talk about this banner. Where it matters is the last part. I'm not 100% interested in the first part, but that's still good, man. In the gauntlet, you're going to be able to deal 24k points of damage, which is almost like a dot almost. You know, if a monster has 200k health, like that's 10%. So it's like a 5% life stolen from the opponent. Anyway, the second part. After being damaged by a skill, if any ally is defeated, remove 180 points of stamina from all allies. That is not what I read the first time. The first time I read it, in the leak, it said nightmares. It said if a monster was under nightmares, they would lose stamina. So I'm guessing either the leak is wrong, which I just got a ping for the leak, or this is wrong. One or the other is wrong, but as is, I don't have anything to talk about because this sucks. But assuming that it's like the leak said, which is remove stamina when someone is under nightmares, then it would go great on Vampira, because Vampira can dot with nightmares, and then you can remove stamina, which would make it pair well with the other monsters that aren't so good at draining stamina, like Aerobat, whereas you can only drain for like one turn. Well, then on the second turn, you could just drop nightmares and finish them off stamina-wise. But anyway, if it's going to come out the way that it says in the reliquary, then there's nothing to talk about. The leak is just wrong. And just so you guys don't think that I'm crazy. Alright, here we go. Witch Cat banner. When the turn starts, deals X points of damage to all enemies, 2 uses. When the turn ends, if any enemy has nightmares, remove X points of stamina from the target's 3 uses. So I don't understand that, meaning... yeah, that's what I was talking about right there. It's like, which one is it, man? It's one or the other. I wish they'd let me know. But I guess if we have to go by anything, the in-game text is probably more accurate than that, because just being under nightmares for 3 turns and removing 180 would be like, how the hell did they get their stamina back? That's like saying, hey, I drained you and you have nightmares, so at the beginning of your turn you charge, and then on my turn you drain. Like, yeah, I don't get it. That seems like it would lock somebody out of the game for 3 turns. Anyway, I am doing the challenge monster. If I get it down to whatever, when there's like 5 minutes left, I will buy it for whatever's left. My guess would be we get it down to like 70. I think we already spent 70. So yeah, to get it down to 70 would be my goal. I think I spent 30 and 40. 40 something and 30 something already. So if we can get this down to 70, that'd be sweet. And then the 30 candy is usually 1 and the key is 1. So again, like when the Witch Cat banner actually comes, I hope that it's going to be like the event said, and it's just going to be relic chests, and it's just going to be the banner, and it's just going to be some candy. I hope they don't put Witch Cat cells in there. I think that it should stay hard to get. I did miss out on a lot, considering that we don't get Witch Cat. That means we don't get this book, which I invested and got all those monsters. I spent 200 gems getting those monsters. To not get this book page is pretty pain in the rear, but like I said, most defeats are the best teach. And we don't get the pump seat staff, and we don't get the 40 keys, which were other big important things. And then we miss out on this page as well because we don't have Witch Cat there either. So it sucks, but at the same time, like I said, that's the price that, like, I don't even feel bad about it because that's a small price to pay for learning how to max collect consistently. And what I mean by consistently means you can collect max coins and then collect max coins again and then collect max coins again without losing time in the maze. So it's not like you're, oh, well, I'm 5 minutes behind because it takes me 5 minutes to do my collect. Well, you're doing your collect wrong then. Like, because as long as your collect takes you 5 minutes, it'll always take you 5 minutes, which means you're collecting for 5 minutes on one and you're collecting for 5 on the next, means you didn't lose any time because 5 minutes of your 4 hours was collecting. And, like, yeah, so it's hard to explain. That's why I didn't want to make a video yet on it. I've still been slowly but surely bringing out of the vault one Hyperia at a time. I usually am going around and looking for, yeah, like 2 level 2s. I need to add one more there. So let's see how many 2s I got. I want them all up to 3 at least on the main island, and then we will work on getting outside the main island, meaning I think it's more beneficial instead of rank 4ing Habs to rank 3 the ones that are 2s first, because they're cheaper and they're going to provide me a big boost as well. So let's start here. It's 25 mil that I wish I could spend on food, but oh well, it's got to go. I got to keep that thing busy. And then in the ranker we have Aerobat, or however you say its name. And then I am going to be ranking Blackfeather. I'm sick of Blackfeather not being fast enough to take his turn without being turn transferred to on turn 2 of the gauntlet for, well, turn 2 for everybody else and turn 1 for Blackfeather, meaning supports and attackers are taking their second turn before my Blackfeather ever gets a first turn, so I end up having to turn transfer to him with Lindworm's second turn, whereas I want to cut that out. I don't want to have to ever turn transfer to him on turn 2. I want him to be fast enough to where his turn 2 goes before, or his turn 1 goes before all the other monsters' turn 2, except the Denier doesn't matter. Other than that, there's not really much going on. I don't participate in the breed events. I think it's too much work for too little bit. 25 gems just doesn't intrigue me that much. And I am doing a slots at the moment where I'm level 60 something from 100, and I still have like over 2 weeks time. So I'm confident that I'm going to get it, but it's only like 3,200 gems. It takes a lot of time to play it, but it's more fun than the other slots. And then they just had Halloween, so hopefully it's going to be just as easy to get free coins as it was this past week, which is doubtful, but either way. That's what's going on my channel, guys. So look forward to tomorrow being a video to clear up where, yeah, I used to suck at mazes, and now I'm better, and I'm going to be able to help everybody else get better who doesn't understand what lost coins are, whereas they do have a section in the Monster Legends Guide Discord, which I will go to in the next video as well, and share that information with you if you don't know about it. And then we'll add on to it. So yes, currently I don't need to craft a rune. I already did, so I want to figure out what I'm going to do in here. I think it's time to either mutate a 9 or try to craft a 10. So I think we're going to try to craft a 10. That way if I get a 9 stamina back, I can mutate a 9 speed with another stamina. I think speeds with stamina are the best rune in the game. And I'm not ready to mutate a team speed yet. So, with that being said, let me go try to turn this 9 life into a 10 stamina. Alright, pray for me, guys. I have not got a 10 crafted from a 9 since book rewards, meaning I got all 9s from the book rewards, and I've got all 9s and 8s back and trying to make 10s out of them. Yeah, and there we go, another 9. So very, very unlucky in the rune department this month compared to what I had imagined. I had imagined I'd be adding a bunch of 10s to my collection, but that's not the case. Let me see how many 10s we're actually up to. There's 2, 5, 8, 12, 14, I guess that's it there. Yeah, so we got, oh wait, no, 17. There's 3 on Black Feather. All right, so 17 10s plus whatever we have in the temple. Let's see. 20. So we're up to 20 10s. I mean, that's not that bad considering I haven't made any all month. I have made like 10 level 9s and I've made like 3 level 8s, so I'm definitely due for one. Definitely. But like I said, we were making a stamina because we're hoping that this comes back as stamina. And if it comes back as stamina, then I can mutate one of those 9 speeds with it and make another 9, 10, or a 9 speed stamina rune. Which are good runes to me because they're only 1% less than a 10 and it's going to add a shit ton of stamina. So anyway, guys, thanks to everyone who's been watching the channel, and hopefully I get that video up sometime tomorrow on basically just learning how to max collect and defeat 2-day mazes instead of getting defeated by them. And thanks to everyone who's been coming to the streams. Later.